President Trump, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino have just made massive breaking updates to the political assassination of Charlie Kirk and the vengeance that must be sought by the federal government in the collusion and coordination of this attack on our republic. That is exactly what it is. This is political terrorism, and it cannot be allowed in our nation. We spoke with the FBI yesterday, and the FBI told us this is not a closed case. There are co-conspirators, and there is an enormous amount of evidence that has been seized, both digital and physical. We will know the truth. We have everything. We are focused on the radicalization element. The truth will not be hidden, buried, or classified. The public will know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we found out over the weekend was that Tyler Robinson was a very hard left-wing radical. He always has been a far left-wing radical. He lived with his transgender boyfriend. His transgender boyfriend has turned over everything, allegedly, to the FBI, and those electronics are making the case that this was part of the transgender spate, scourge of violence that we have seen in our nation. That is why the FBI is probing left-wing groups throughout Utah. Some of those left-wing groups, in fact, have bullets in their bios that have engravings. You will recall, here's the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City. They nuked their social media. You will notice that their logo has engraved bullets, much like the bullets that struck Charlie Kirk were engraved with Antifa and LGBT and furry and left-wing iconography. Also, there seemed to be a contingency of transgender activists who had foreknowledge about Charlie Kirk's soon-to-be political assassination. Yo, guys, I have something very big coming tomorrow. Be sure you check the news. You'll know when you see it. This is, of course, leading to some investigators saying that there's GPS data showing that there are dozens of potential co-conspirators, along with reports of dozens of out-of-state vehicles visiting Tyler Robinson in his home, mysteriously coming and going, ladies and gentlemen, the home that he shared with his transgender boyfriend. President Trump saying this is a massive investigation. We've just begun to look at the far left-wing radicalized group.
Well, the problem is on the left. If you look at the problem is on the left. It's not on the right, like some people like to say on the right. The problem we have is on the left. And when you look at the agitators, you look at the scum